everybody, and welcome back to NIP versus TURKEY5 in the ESL Pro League Season 9 European pre-relegation stage. We're jumping into Nuke after a 16-2 over on Dust. It was not an incredible start for TURKEY5, but here's where they look to recover it, and they've managed to start on the CT side, which at least gives them a little bit of hope.
Yeah, they had the option, of course, of which side they wanted to begin on, with this being the map choice of NIP. But I mean, coming off the back of a 16-2 win there on map number 1, you do kind of have to think that NIP have a good opportunity to really carry over that momentum here onto Nuke rather early on, as they look to try and make their way in towards ramp. Plopsky shooting off one bullet actually did connect the dink on towards Enishan, putting him down to 15 HP as he gets rushed and finished off by Forest. And with that now, it should be a pretty easy bomb plant, because at the moment, at least for TURKEY5, there's no one really in position to go ahead and deny it. So bomb goes down, the retake now already being set up, but Forest just continuing to do damage. This is a dangerous fight, though. Kind of surprised that he decided to go ahead and commit to it so aggressively, but it does still seem like NAP are going to be able to deal with the CTs elsewhere. They know now where those last two players are positioned, and as you can see already, the low HP player in Imorrr has begun to back off. I mean, Paz continued to go forward, but on his own goes down immediately. Imorrr on 1 HP. He's, I guess, just looking to try and save that USP.
I mean, it makes sense carrying
more
the
sort of Kevlar, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Carrying forward the Kevlar is going to be the most important part of this. I'm surprised that his teammate went for it then, effectively making it a 1v4. I guess he could have rotated back in through the A side, went down vents and helped out in that regard, but it wouldn't have been a
position to be in.
Great
He does
chance.
end up getting tagged down to 30 HP. So that slight bit of HP rather that NIP do end up losing is kind of in exchange for this map control now that they have found down in secret. And I believe Getright is going to hear a lot of footsteps coming down behind them. This is going to be interesting. The UMP, let's see if he can build up some good bank. Kevlarless opponents, of course. Shoots a little bit early, eventually takes down 2 of them before he gets hunted by that USP. But at this point, NIP, they should be able to just take their way onto one of those bomb sites and get that bomb planted without really any sort of fight coming out from TURKEY5 rather.
Oh, never mind any fight. Imorrr rips the head straight off of Rez. Gets a second as well. There's Lekro dropped, and it's into a 2v2. Now, the problem, you've got an SMG on Paz. He's got no armor. They're taking a long-range fight here, which doesn't look too great for them. The AKs they've dropped are not really retrievable. And just like that, sprayed down. Plopsky with a very nice 2k to finish it off.
Looking like they may want to try and get that outside control. I was going to say, might try and split in towards A.
So Imorr's position is really helpful, but having an auto shotgun, he's really limited in terms of how he can peek, but he still goes for it, which is, I'll say, ambitious. I was going to say, I don't expect him to go near the top of the stairs, because the fact that you've got an auto shotgun, they push into you, or you rotate back. Actually pushing outside, you're going to rely on them not knowing that you're there, not checking it, and as they had just thrown a nade down, it's very unlikely that they were going to be completely unaware of it. A second kill comes in as well as they're executed. Shot in the back. Rotates coming through from ramp, but it's not going well at all. Getright picks up 1, lights Paz to 19 HP, and the headshot onto Bayaz pretty much confirms this round. I mean, Paz has got a lot to do. Picks up 1, rotates back and picks up an AK, but does he go for this? It's very early on, and that AK could be helpful in the next round. I think saving it is going to be the right choice, but not the choice it's going to be.
Meant to do, you know?
Absolutely. And look, NIP are doing exactly what they're meant to do.
Yeah, so solidifying a 3-0 lead here early on. Back on the pistols, should be 4-0, of course. No scout this time around. Kind of surprising. Imorrr goes for a Zeus. That's an interesting choice. He is actually pushed into the lobby right now, gets spotted out by Lekro. As Getright, of course, already does open things up as well, allows for them to go ahead and wrap in through A main as well by actually taking down that player, so making it even more difficult for this A-bomb site defense to try and actually hold this down. For a frag coming in, Forest going to go ahead and take down Bayaz down on the bomb site as well. Plopsky catches that aggression into lobby, and all 5 players in the end do end up surviving for NIP.
Commend them for is the fact that they haven't at any point gotten crazily aggressive. Maybe round 2 over on Dust 2 where they pushed top mid with the SMGs. This time, not necessarily a mistake, but they push out A, they get ripped apart by Paz. Enishan's able to take 1 on ramp. This is looking up massively for TURKEY5 on the CT side. NIP do get B control, but there's 2 players in secret. They've got up above, so they know that it's going to be a B hit. Obviously, with the plank going down, that confirms it for sure. Flash going down. Plopsky's forced off the angle, but they don't know that he's here just yet. Spray down's good on the 1, and the second almost. Imorrr on 5 HP, so a big fight for Lekro, but a small advantage. Knowing that there's, I think he's heard both. You can probably distinguish 2 players on ramp. Coming up, finds 1, but doesn't know that right.
Being on the CT side, as we said before, they should be feeling a little bit more comfortable overall, especially if they can get that economy rolling.
Well, NIP have made it for free down towards Secret. No nades or spams connecting towards them. And as they push down, evidently wanting to take the B site, you've got a bit of an info play coming through. Beyaz has pushed. That flash could give it away. Getright is still walking out, though. I think. Yeah, he's completely given up on any push towards main. So now you see NIP. They've got a little bit of control towards Secret. They're waiting for their other players to come down and help them. Lekro's just regrouped, so now they can 2-2 split down towards the door, clearing out vents and making sure that they can at least manage trades if they don't win the opening duels. Turkey have looked good now. They've started to warm up a little bit on the individual level, but Paz just gets out peaked to start off the B push.
And you can see also Getright again being left to just go ahead and cut off these rotations. Does so successfully. İmorrr trying to get a little bit of a flank there, already taken out of play. Eneshan, I was going to say falling back off at a ramp, was making me think that they may already be considering this save, rather, which I think definitely should be something that they are looking at. As you can see, not having much money in the bank for themselves. They are going to have some lost bonuses coming into the next round, but I'm not sure if it's going to allow for them to get too many rifles. Eneshan and Engine should be able to drop them over, actually. İmorrr could, in theory, also buy for himself, so as long as TURKEY5 can actually save over these three players, we should see them coming out with a pretty decent buy in the next round. But again, as we've seen back on Dust 2, we aren't seeing the Turkish players being able to actually chain any rounds together. They'll find one, and then they'll lose a few in a row. They'll maybe get one again, but that's just not enough, especially when you're here on the CT side with such a fragile economy. Engine continues to frag, though. Gets himself a second on these exits. Hanging around, though. Gets a bit of an upgrade to the AK, and does drop Forest as well. Nade onto Rez. He should eventually just stop fighting this. As I said, quite important to save those
straight down through the vents. We've already got presence there for NIP down towards B, but they're not giving away complete intent. The player pushing towards outside, Rez, was looking to pincer on A. The problem is, Plopsky's already made a pass, and I don't think they have a read on this, as he's able to pick up one for free. İmorrr's down. Peek coming out from Paz is being spotted, but even despite already having his gun barrel seen, he's able to walk away with the kill onto Plopsky, winning out that duel and putting TURKEY5 ahead in a man advantage. But again, players are in slippery positions. Getright's coming up behind. He shoots off. I was thinking that might have been a knife kill, but he shoots off immediately and takes Engine down. The reactions get the better of him. Beyaz still sitting around 8. A wallbang headshot onto Lekro. Just an inch to the left there, and Lekro would have been toast.
Yeah, a bit of a gamble, though, having come in here by TURKEY5 to kind of gamble a bit down towards the B bomb site. Of course, not looking like it's going to work out. Paz, I believe, is actually pushing around into lobby, so he may have a bit of an opportunity here alongside Beyaz. Shut down this NIP push onto the A bomb site. Lekro, though, going to be able to go ahead and spot out Beyaz approaching from the door. Eventually peeks out and realizes there's a second player to follow it up as he does get dropped. So a 2 versus 2 now as the bomb goes down. Tough retake here. There is the fuse kits in play. There's a Molotov and a bit of utility as well for TURKEY5.
Molotov hit onto Getright as well. It's going to push him out into the open. He's been ticked away at, but they didn't peek on the back of it. Flashbang's a little bit late coming through, so Eneshan just walks out to his death. Nade to be dropped down lower, believing Getright's there, and a good read, but you've got the player towards the vents to worry about. Now Paz has all the information to play with, but not a lot of time. Both players are going to be low, but he looks for Getright.
I don't believe there's anyone actually spotting this position. Plopsky kind of chilling up on the silo for the moment. Not really watching too much, though. Will eventually peek down, and there we go. Spots the shoulder coming around the corner. İmorrr goes down. A man advantage being found here for NIP. The weapon advantage as well. You would expect him to have a relatively easy time here as they begin that A execute. Rez going to be able to go ahead and pick himself up one. Forest and Getright, everyone chiming in at this point. As Eneshan is left all alone. A 1 versus 5. And again, Getright going to be the one who's holding this rotation to shut him down before he can really get anything done. Almost jinxed it.
Lit down to 11 HP in the end, so now that op looks like a better choice. Because at least if he misses his first shot, you'll be able to take him down. But if the M4 misses the first shot, well, he can hit the second, third, or fourth, and you'll still be dead.
Yeah, this is one of the better starts in this round that we've actually seen so far from TURKEY5. İmorrr will be able to connect that up shot that you've been talking about, but the issue is NIP, they just burst out into the A bomb site. Quickly bringing those frags back. Eneshan returning with one of his own. Forest dinked down the 2 HP, but similar to İmorrr, of course, who at this point is quite low himself. Coming in from main, the bomb should be planted for that position. İmorrr looking tempted to just run through the smoke, will do so, but the shot not connected. Getright spins around to deal with the push from heaven, and there it is. Forest with the final kill. Low HP.
And trading out very efficiently if they do. As they move down towards the B site, they spot out some towards ramp, clear the back. A lot of information swinging their way. Good shot by Engine. There's the deagle frag we were looking for. Well, they need to do a little bit more than just that, though. Dropping down the vents, Beyaz connects a shot, but Getright hits his head. And so we're into a 4 versus 2 with TURKEY5. Okay, as they're actually going out here, Forest could be in danger. There's a deagle, but not looking towards him. The second player, Engine, might not be expected to be around this area, though. He could have went anywhere from when he got that kill down towards the ramp. Oh, no, but he's not looking towards Forest. He thought maybe Forest
6 rounds is pretty much what they do need if they want any sort of opportunity to keep themselves in this map, and also, of course, in this series, having lost thus 2, 16-2. Not a good start. Rez already actually picks one up, peeking out of door, I believe that was. Getright then follows up by dropping Beyaz. Plopsky trades back on towards Engine to avenge the death of Forest, and with that, the A-bomb site instantly fallen under the control here at the T side. Rez even checking the flank. I was gonna say should have that one, but Imorrr ready on the AWP ends up taking himself a frag. So a little bit of a lifeline here for TURKEY5. Maybe it's doable. Enishan is also pushed around, so they are in positions to work off of each other. And with the bomb currently not in the possession of NIP, of course, that makes things a little bit more difficult. But going forward, I guess Imorrr not realizing that they didn't have that bomb ends up exposing his shoulder and going down. It's all on Enishan and a 1-on-3 now.
He knows where Plopsky is. He heard him push forward. The peek goes through, but even still, Plopsky watching the right angle, not worried about his taking secret. So B is going to be under threat. Engine is solo holding down on the ramp. And 2 players still outside of A. They have the choice to push down here. A smoke has gone in, so they know there's at least 1 player there. Well, pushing through the smoke's not going to be ideal, but like you've got Lekro and is it Rez with him? Rez has a scope. So it's not Rez. I'm blind. Sorry, it's a 6, not a 9. I'm looking at it upside down. It's Getright, and you can see that he instantly trades out as Imorrr falls, leaving you into a 4 versus 3. All the players have pushed through A. They're sitting out down towards the T spawn. They go for ramp. The flank is there. Rez is ready for it. Picks up one. Looks for the headshot. Not landing it just yet. Beyaz takes him down. And so you're into a 3 versus 2. Winnable situation for the CTs, but Forest makes sure that that doesn't come down.
To give them a bit of a stronger bind, allow for them to actually try and start building up these last few rounds together. Issue is, without that weaponry, and especially without the utility, the Molotovs to stop these quick plays, NIP are just too much for them to handle. Again, just overwhelming that A bomb site instantly with a rush. Bomb going down now on a 4-on-2. Enishan and Engine, which is FAMAS, is left in a position where, I mean, is it even worth saving that much? I mean, at least having FAMAS in the next round will be good, but it's not really allowing for them to do very much. It's FAMAS with just body armor, 1 smoke, 1 flash, no kits even, so the retake itself isn't even doable. I just don't know what to say at this point. TURKEY5 are looking completely outmatched throughout this entire series.
I mean, it's not so far from the reality that we expected to see unfolding. They are putting up a fight in some of the rounds, but then it seems like all structure just goes out the window. And for a team that has struggled with lineups being thrown around for quite a bit, Getright's just going to sacrifice himself. A god since all the way back in existence. Galaxy now playing against some of the better level teams. One of the things that you actually brought up, Dean, which is a really good point, is that we don't know whether they're practicing with him or not. Because, of course, in the upcoming major, he, having qualified for the minors with Ancient, can't play on the NIP lineup.
Yeah, that was something I was curious about, but right now we do have to focus a little bit more on the actual action that is going down on this A-bomb site, because for once, TURKEY5 are actually finding themselves some success. They're still just behind by such a massive amount that it's going to be a very difficult T-side for them to try and really recover this game.
And we could maybe look at it with a little bit of faith had TURKEY5 have been on the T side right now with this scoreline, that maybe things would turn around. But coming into this, we said they need a strong start on the CT side, and Forrest's already crept up behind them to take Imorrr down. Paz, though, doing a little bit of this. Oh, Getright's ready for it. They have been pushing a lot on the CT side, going up through ramp as soon as there's A presence shown. Rez, by the looks of things, is going to take it back to A. They've got control towards Heaven, but he will have to cross over a lot of angles which potentially have players. The smoke used to stop much from being done, but the nade through the smoke and a spam puts him to 26. Very close to finding the kill on the cross.
A 4-on-4. Utility-wise for NIP, there's not really a lot left to hold off the remaining CTs here for this retake. Once that Molotov goes away, it is just mostly flashes. Over on the CT side, it is, of course, the same position with 4 flashes. They look to try and push forward. Bea's going to be able to find one. Rez actually collapsed too as they tried to come out of the door right there. Traded back by Paz, but of course up on top of the hut and up in heaven is Forrest as he comes in and manages to actually finish.
You can see a complete, just TURKEY5 kind of like deer in a headlight, I suppose. Right there, when the first kill is found by Forrest, they assume, okay, he's going to play time here. Because he can afford to, considering time is so low, but he just goes out aggressive. He's got the confidence behind him that he'll win that duel, and it completely catches TURKEY5 off guard because they're looking for nades. They're trying to see if they can find a kid, get out there to find an angle towards heaven, and while they're doing that, he's just barreling forward, looking for the kill. And I think that's something that when you've got a team that are individually better and also have that confidence to play with, as well as more top-level experience, that is just such a hard obstacle. Like, you're seeing a super one-sided scoreline. And I don't know if that's entirely indicative of the difference individually, because it's not like TURKEY5 are a terrible team, or that they're terrible players, but NIP just so much more well-versed in team play and in playing just more efficient CS.
Yeah, I mean, 4-on-4 right now, at least for TURKEY5, it's definitely still a pistol round here that they can win. And I mean, if they split out the door and up the vent very quickly at the same time, I was gonna say they should be able to deal with Getright, but he's somehow allowed to take 2 of them as they come up that ladder. Lekra then gonna chime in with 1 as he drops the bomb, leaving it all onto Beaz, and I don't really have much hope for him. The nade comes in, takes him down.
You get that bomb plant. Although at this point, again, it comes back to what we said at this exact same scoreline the previous. In this round, you want a couple of kills. You want to be able to get a bomb plant down, and you've got a chance at winning. But you have to win. There's no long game really to be played here. If you don't win this one, it's pretty much over. Being on the T side of Nuke, a comeback of 13 consecutive rounds will be so unlikely. Kills going down to start it off. Plopsky gets traded down on ramp. That opens up some angles for TURKEY5 to take it down towards B. But nothing right after, as one more is picked off. And presence towards the bomb site, I think, is being made here as Lekro comes down through Secret alongside Rez. And Rez picks up 2 and a third as well.
Not only do they have to pull back 13 rounds in a row here just to take Nuke into overtime, they then have to get that win in overtime and then also take it onto map number 3 and try and get the victory there. So it's looking like this is going to be NIP taking this first series with a breeze. Just kind of a bit of a warm-up, it seems to have been for them, in all honesty. Where they will, I believe, be taking on the winner of Wendigo and Heretics up next, if I believe. The last time I checked, Wendigo did take map number 1. Not too sure how that's going since that point.
I'm just going to go check. Oh, it's actually a lot closer this time. It was 8-7 to Heretics. I think it's on halftime now.
Yeah, but 4-1 here in terms of the manpower. And